looks like it's going to be a small and private service for Dr. Jack Kevorkian. Right now, his sister is flying in from Europe. This all comes as a little bit of a surprise because even though he had been hospitalized over the last couple of weeks with a lot of issues, including kidney problems and liver issues, there had been talk of going into a rehab and perhaps going on a book tour later this summer or later this year. But things took a turn late last night around 10:30, pulmonary thrombosis, and he passed away very early this morning. At Jack Kevorkian's humble apartment complex today in Royal Oak, longtime friend Neal Nichol was helping to clear out apartment 17 and reflecting on a man he's known for 50 years.
A monk would complain about the conditions. You know, that's the kind of a life he led. He wasn't into physical trappings. He wasn't into clothes. He wasn't into the hoopla of having the latest electronic devices or whatever.
The two men were close. It was Nichol who helped Kevorkian with some of the assisted suicides Kevorkian took part in the 1990s.
My thoughts today is a good friend of mine has died, and a good friend of the Right to Die movement has died, and an activist who was very courageous and stalwart, who went to jail for that right, died.
Kevorkian would spend 8 years in prison on murder charges in connection with one of the assisted suicides. When his prison sentence came to an end and the limelight faded, Dr. Jack would live a simple life, sometimes lecturing, much of the time painting. Some of his lithographs have been for sale at a gallery in Royal Oak. Some of his paintings are on display at the Armenian Museum in Watertown, Massachusetts. His longtime attorney and friend, Mayor Morganroth, says Kevorkian died peacefully around 2:30 this morning.
The nurses were stroking his forehead, and he had no pain, which was good. And they searched on the internet and got music from Bach, which was his favorite composer and favorite music, and were playing it in his room. So Bach was going on from 10:30 on until after he passed away.
Close friends of Dr. Jack hope he'll be remembered beyond his work with assisted suicide. He was an inventor, an artist. This, in fact, is an anthology of a lot of his work, some of his music and his writings, his paintings and artwork. And we'll get into this side of Dr. Jack, a side many people did not know, coming up at 6 o'clock. We're live in Birmingham. I'm Michael Rosenfield, Channel 7 Action News.